Marston's Domain.
Hey everyone, Marson here, and I definitely needed to talk about my overall impressions of the entire direct that we just saw. The game looks absolutely incredible. It's honestly amazing that a game like this can keep improving upon itself the way that it does, because the formula for Animal Crossing is pretty basic when you think about it, but every single time they make a new one, they really seem to just evolve from the last one. And seeing this whole direct, they've clearly outdone themselves, in my opinion. One of the main highlights for me was the fact that the way the game looks in general is honestly amazing, because they've kept the cartoony type of style in how Animal Crossing looks, yet there are a lot of things that look really, really well detailed. And that type of mix in general in games, I feel like is tough to do, and they nailed it with this. The biggest takeaway for me was the aquarium when they showed the shark. I thought the way the shark looked was amazing. But even before that, the first thing I noticed was the way the beetle looked when they showed off the beetle when they went to go catch it. They made it look like an actual beetle. So I'm really liking the mix of the realistic type of look with some things, but keeping the cartoony style that the game normally has. So I'm probably going to do individual videos on different topics on things to talk about with this game from what we've seen from the direct, but again, I just want to give my overall impressions on everything. One of the other highlights for me was the fact that that Nook store thing, whatever it's called, I don't really remember. I'm too excited to really remember all the names, but the store thing is open 24/7, and I think that is really, really good, because my main concern with this game was that I wouldn't be able to do everything if I played late at night. And yes, there'll be some things that you can't do, but the big one for me is just continuously getting money, because I'm just going to fish all the time. And I do not plan on changing the clock at all when I play this game, so not being able to sell stuff at night would have been a really, really big problem. So the fact that you can visit that place 24/7, you can sell stuff all the time. So I think that is huge, because now it doesn't really matter when you go on to grind out the game, you can still make money. Because in previous titles, you were very, very limited on what you could do at night. So I think this is a really good addition, and honestly a much needed one, because you can also craft in there too. So there's a lot you can do even if you're playing at night. The only thing that was really strange about how they set up this direct was that the way they kept wording stuff, it sounded like a lot of this stuff was going to be in updates, but I don't think that's the case. The seasonal events, yeah, those are going to be in updates, but when they talked about the museum and the Able Sisters and stuff like that, they kept saying, we'll add this stuff over time, but I'm almost positive they were just talking about in the game. As you progress with your island, you'll get new things. I don't know why they chose to word it this way, because I know I'm not the only one that was confused by it, and you would think that with a direct, they would want it to be very clear, so I thought that was strange. I know they're really trying to give you the feeling that you're really going to an island, but for a direct, I think they kind of need to be a little bit more clear on that, because, like I said, it confused me and I know it confused others. The only thing that I'm curious though, when it comes to the updates, is if whenever they stop updating this game, which I know it's ridiculous to be thinking about that now when we don't even have the game yet, but it makes me think of Splatoon and the Splatfests. I'm wondering if when they stop doing the updates, do we still get the seasonal events? Like, will we get New Year's even if it's not in an update? Do we just keep that in the game? I would imagine so, but it does have me curious because of the fact that they're doing it with updates. I don't know if it needs to update every single time or if it just updates and then it's a standard thing. I don't know. I highly doubt that they would make it to where 3 years from now you just can't have a New Year's event, so I'm sure that they'll have something in place for that. I also think that the way that they're handling the online is actually really good. I think having it to where you can make it to where it's a code system, to where you don't have to have everyone added, I think is really, really nice. It'll be like Smash if you have an arena. You can do it either with your friends or with random people if they have the code. And I also really like the way that they have it set up to where you can assign best friends where they can do more in your island than someone who isn't categorized as that, because it prevents inviting people to your island and then having them cut down all your trees. So I think that's a really nice feature too. And overall, there's just so much stuff that's been jam-packed in this game that, other than the fact that this game looks amazing, I don't really have anything else to say until I kind of dive in and make individual videos, because this game just looks incredible. I really can't believe how good this game looks. Like I've said in the past, I've already been set with this game. I've already wanted it. I've wanted it before we've even seen anything on it, and every single time we get more footage, it just looks better and better. And to see this quote-unquote final product, this is everything I could have asked for and more. The way that the game is set up and designed, they've really nailed the go on and have something to do mechanic. Because between the Nook Miles thing, where they're basically like achievements, between the amount of stuff that you can buy for your island, the amount of reconstruction you can do, paying off the loans, finishing out the museum, there's just so much to do in this game. And I also think them having it to where different villagers need to be accessed through meeting them in various ways, I actually think is really clever, because that way you don't just have everything right off the bat. I think the way that they're doing a lot of this stuff in increments, I think is really cool, because you're not overwhelmed. Because this game has a ton of customization that you can do. And I think giving it to us gradually over time, I think is actually kind of nice. And there's excitement there, because you don't always know who you're going to come across when it comes to a new villager or someone that can provide something on your island. So like I said, I'm super pumped for this game. I really can't wait for it, and expect a lot more content on this game coming soon. So thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this and want to support my content, feel free to subscribe, and until next time, I'll see you all later. Take care, everyone.